live from the World Pride Human Rights Conference at the Beurs van Berlage in the heart of Amsterdam, the Netherlands. This is the 2026 International Pride Awards. Please welcome your host, Amru Al-Qadi.
A big warm welcome, friends, allies, and changemakers. It's such a treat to be here at World Pride Amsterdam, and it's such an honor. Thanks so much for having me. And hello to everybody watching us around the world, either on YouTube or on OUTtv. Our promise for the next hour is a joyous reminder of humanity at its best. You're going to go hear the stories of 5 awardees who, often at very great risk to themselves, are creating freedom and equality for others. You can join the conversation online and share your reactions. We are at, I don't know what that's called, at International Pride Awards. We'd just like to say thank you to Deutsche Bank and OUTtv for helping support the ceremony. Thank you so much. Thank you. In this world, there is a kind of painful progress, longing for what we've left behind and dreaming ahead. I absolutely love that quote. I first stumbled upon it when I was about 11 years old. It was midnight. My parents were asleep upstairs, and I was naughtily watching some queer TV at 1% volume, 1 inch away from the TV, and I was scared, exhilarated, a bit aroused. That quotation is from the TV adaptation of Tony Kushner's immortal play, Angels in America. In this world, there is a kind of painful progress. And it feels especially true today. As LGBTIQ+ rights are rolled back across the world, criminalized in others, and trans communities continue to face organized attacks, it's easy to feel like we're moving backwards. And, I'm sure many of us feel overwhelmed. As an Arab, and no less a queer Arab, I carry a constant sense of grief about the world, particularly right now when I see what's happening to my people. But I've held on to something, which is that grief and despair are not the same thing. Despair tells us to stop. Grief tells us that there's something matters enough to fight for. And if we're still fighting, there must still be something worth hoping for. I really believe that hope is one of the most radical tools we have, and it's something that they'll never be able to take from us. And that's what the International Pride Awards are all about. It's about hope. Over the course of the next hour, you'll hear extraordinary stories. And I hope you'll leave reminded of something the world can sometimes make us forget. That our stories may be different, but our humanity is shared. Okay, the first category. Celebrating diverse lives. An award for those championing protection, freedom, and equality for trans, gender diverse, and intersex people. I am personally really excited about the person presenting this award. As someone who was raised Muslim and had a bit of a tricky time with it, I know how hard faith can be for queer people. So I am overjoyed to bring on someone whose courage has transformed global conversations on faith, equality, and inclusion. He was the first openly gay bishop consecrated in the Anglican Communion. Please welcome Bishop Gene Robinson.
You are one beautiful crowd. I am here and I am so glad and so honored to be here with you, my dear and proud queer family and our allies. And it is my great pleasure to announce to you, which will be to your relief, that I won't be singing my introduction, but indeed speaking. This first award celebrates a powerful contribution to the whole notion of diversity, which has guided our community, inspired our hopes, and given us dreams to dream about a better, more inclusive world. It was our transgender siblings who first, and perhaps most dramatically for me personally, that our easy labeling of people, forcing them into too few definitions of sexuality, not only did violence to those who didn't fit into our neat and tidy categories, but also hid the virtually infinite diversity around us. Patriarchy and its defense comes in all kinds of flavors, and the flavor this week seems to be anti-trans. As an act of sheer courage and resilience and grace, the trans community reminds us, and reminds not only the world, but our own community, what a treasure and strength our diversity can be. At this moment in time, the trans community needs us to stand with them and to advocate for them in places where they are not yet welcome to speak for themselves. Our first award recipient's life and work demonstrates the strength and resilience to be found in our diversity. Please watch this brief video with me and meet this amazing award recipient.
My name is Agidenet Hamon, a trans man from Uganda, co-founder of Talented Youth Community Fellowship Uganda, the founder of the Nange Movement and the Nange Healing and Harm Reduction Center. I always say I'm a woman with a beard because my beard doesn't make me less of a woman. Every strand of my beard rises like a crown because that is what trans is. The law prohibits love between two people of the same sex. You're trying to survive police brutality. You're trying to survive the law that discriminates you and just puts you in prison for you just being you. I happened to pass where the police were. Surprisingly, I was just stopped for just looking feminine. I used to think that I was actually alone in this whole world. If you ask every queer person from Uganda, they will tell you that the same thing. Growing up as a feminine boy and from a very religious background, what I was told is who I was bad, was sinful, was evil, was satanic, was the work of the devil. So I did feel angry. I did hate religion. I did hate everyone around me. At some point, I even wanted to just end it all. When my dad found out, all he said is, I'd rather have a dead son than have a gay son. He would beat me up sometimes, and it reached a time they were like, we can't have you sleep in the house with others. You'll infect them with your bad manners. So they built a small room outside of the main house, and it was made of iron sheets, plain iron sheets, and iron sheets are hell a lot hot. When it's hot, they are hot. When it's cold, it's freezing in there. Sometimes you had to survive from food that you ate from garbage heaps. I felt like living was the best option, because if I didn't, I would have lost my life, because it was hell. I came to Kampala and met community. By then I was working with these amazing people, Takeoff. It was a faith organization. I had to read the Bible, interpret it from my own perspective, from my own understanding, from my own queer mind, and it was the most amazing thing. I learned to know that God loves me the way I am. God didn't only create two genders, God was more creative than that. And here I am, I'm that testimony. I am God's masterpiece. Before the white man religion, no offense, we had African practices. Our people were thriving. In the north back then, way before colonial rule, the trans people back then were called the Mudoko Dako, that were seen as healers, as gates that connect between the land of the living and the land of the dead. So we were seen as people of community, people of great wisdom. Sometimes my body wants to be touched. So I met this person online. I woke up the next morning covered in blood. I didn't know who to talk to because I have seen it, I've witnessed it when trans people talk about being raped. People dismiss them. In my language they say, "Ofamuchimugunyo," like you die in silence. At some point I was like, maybe death will be better. Waking up and seeing all girls around me, they showed me genuine love that not even my biological parents bothered to show me. I feel like it was God's way of saying, it's not yet your time. I founded the Nange movement as a response to the sexual violence that happens to trans women. Nange means me too. This is the Nange Healing and Harm Reduction Center. It is my sanctuary, my gift to my community. I intersect faith, well-being, harm reduction, all the things. Our ancestors had ways of healing, which is art. Through art, people can express their anger, their pain. We also have scream therapy where people would, it's just a day for people that have that deep anger, that deep pain. So we just hold each other and cry, and yeah, it has been pretty working well. This is home now. It is home. A place that was built by survivors, for survivors. A place where I am welcome, I am loved, I am cared for and valued. I'm very open about this work. If we all choose to go in hiding, who is going to do this work? When shall we have liberation? When shall we have trans rights? When shall we have gay rights? And the work has to be done. It is tough most of the times because you do not know who is watching. Fear sometimes breaks me down, honestly, I won't lie. It is so hostile here, but then the hope of a better world keeps me going.
Please join me in welcoming God's masterpiece and recipient of our first award, Aggie Danette Harmon.
Wow. Oh my God, heels were killing this girl and I had to take them off. Anyways, thank you so much. Seeing someone that is doing the work of faith. I don't know who brought this idea, but that was amazing. Whoever it is, thank you so much. I couldn't ask for anyone to do this, to introduce me than you. Thank you so much. I want to thank ILGA World, the UNDP, and the International Pride Awards for this incredible honor. Yesterday, I had the honor of celebrating my birthday, and today I have the honor of celebrating my life and our lives, that they do matter. I accept this award not only for myself, but on behalf of every trans, gender diverse, intersex person. who has been told they're not enough, too masculine, too feminine, or just too much. The film you have just watched tells my story. But what I hope you remember is not my pain. I hope that you remember that I chose to turn my pain into purpose. I hope that you remember that behind every story, every person is a story worthy of dignity, a story worthy of compassion, and a story worthy of love. As a woman of faith, I believe we are not mistakes, we are not accidents, but we are all God's masterpieces. God was very creative, and that is why, as queer people, as trans people, we use the rainbow flag because it is so colorful. That describes who we are. And I believe every person is beautiful. Trans is beautiful. It comes in many shades. Today, I choose to speak not only for myself, but for everyone who is still searching for hope, still searching for belonging, and still wanting the world to see them. So to every trans, queer, and gender diverse person, whoever is watching, or you're sitting in here still questioning your life, still questioning if you are worthy, I want to tell you this: you are worthy, you are loved. I remember when I was watching the previous awards, one of the allies said, when you speak love into the LGBTI community, you empower someone. So as I speak today, I want all of you to see yourself in my story. Let your pain not define who you are, but what you choose to do with that. Thank you so much. Happy Pride.
God was more creative than that. I am definitely going to find a tattoo artist in Amsterdam to put that on me after a coffee shop, maybe. It's legal, right? Yeah, okay, cool. All right. I'm very heartened by the thought that every person receiving an award today was nominated as a hero by somebody else. In fact, in around March and April earlier this year, people in 78 countries nominated their LGBTIQ+ equality heroes online. The heroes you're meeting today were selected by an esteemed global awards committee of equality and human rights champions. It's just so beautiful to know that there are so many heroes out there. Every person nominated is a hero to somebody. Every single nomination is a story of somebody making a difference. We come now to our next award, Extraordinary Ally, where we celebrate friends of our communities who are passionately and selflessly enhancing freedom for others. To present this award is someone who refuses to accept invisibility, somebody who has turned that belief into action, becoming one of the world's leading voices for intersex rights through courageous advocacy in Nigeria and on the global stage. Please welcome Obioma Chukwuike.
Thank you. Wow, you all look reflecting from here, actually. Okay, good evening, everyone. It's actually a privilege for me to stand before all of you to present this International Pride Award of Extraordinary Ally. We all know that for most of us, the LGBTQI+ community has led the fight for equity, equality, justice, and dignity. But in doing that, we couldn't have achieved meaningful impact without allies. But for an extraordinary ally is someone who decides not to be afraid, but to be courageous, someone who wants and will and has used their influence and power to open doors that often have remained closed. Someone who listens, someone who learns, and someone who challenges injustice. An extraordinary ally is someone who fights against any form of discrimination, irrespective of whom the person is, someone who is intentional, and for the intersex community, and for the LGBTIQ community and other marginalized community, an extraordinary ally is someone who reminds us that strength in human rights can only happen when there is progress and we all hold hands together. Today, I am honored to introduce that person, but before I do, I want you to watch a brief of this person's work, how they have consistently committed with intersectionality and intention to ensure that the intersex movement achieve every purpose of what they can offer. So I'm going to stand aside a minute as you watch the video.
Namaste, my name is Dr. Satyendra Singh. My pronouns are he and him. I am a professor in a medical school in Delhi, India. I am a disability rights activist and ally to the queer community. So I was born in a small village in a city called Rewari in Haryana in India. And I was the youngest of all. We were 4 siblings. I was the most healthiest. Then after 9 months, I contracted polio. And because of that, I would say there was a blessing in disguise, because my father, who was in army, he took me to the capital of India for better education and treatment. And I became a medical doctor. For a very long time, I continued to use the terms which are a little bit problematic if you ask the intersex community. I continue to dehumanize or reduce intersex identities into pathological disorders. There are a lot of implicit and explicit biases within medical institutions. And unfortunately, we as medical doctors are training our future doctors these things without thinking about them. When we are talking about intersex variations, we are talking about sexual characteristics which are outside the typical male and female binary. For a very long time, medical profession in India as well as abroad, they continue to visualize these bodies which are different as things which needs to be fixed. That these are the things which needs to be aesthetically corrected. You know, if there is a newborn, an intersex child, the first thing is that, the parents are clueless because they have absolutely zero understanding about what is the meaning of an intersex child. And because of that, many a times there is a demand from the families also, why not change this child into a complete boy or a complete girl? Because of that, it becomes easier for the surgeons to, wield their knife. Then unfortunately, most of the time, clinicians make those decisions on these bodies without consulting the people who inhabit these bodies. In 2019, I attended the first ever national conference on rights of intersex people. When I listened to those stories, I realized that there is a lot of parallels between how intersex bodies are visualized in comparison to disabled bodies. There's a threat to bodily autonomy in both disabled lives as well as intersex bodies. And there was an turning point for me, maybe because of my disability, because since a very long time I was grappling with internalized ableism, because my curriculum, my medical textbooks, they taught me that I am part of the pathology, that I have something which needed to be fixed. I grew up in a very protected environment, and the medical school was the time when I was out in the open, living independently. But when I applied to a position in the Ministry of Health, I got a rejection from them. And they said that you have mentioned that you have a disability. I said, yes, I have a disability. And they said, how can people like you teach in a medical college? That moment questioned my competence as a medical doctor, as a physician. And I filed litigation, and after 4 years of my struggle, I unlocked around 1,674 positions for doctors with disabilities in India, and there was a rise of me as an accidental activist. Then I made a few petitions to make all medical schools in India disabled friendly. It was the intervention of Gopi Shankar, and a very prominent intersex activist within India, who filed this case in High Court of Madurai, and based on that, these unnecessary surgeries were banned in that particular state. And together we made this representation to the Delhi Commission for the Protection of Child Rights that these unnecessary medical surgeries should be withheld till the children is able to make informed decisions, except in life-threatening emergencies. They passed this recommendation that such surgeries should be banned in the capital of Delhi. And then I realized that, basically the root cause of this is mindset. And we need to change the mindset of future health professionals as well as current health professionals. And we need to change, or rather transform, these health systems into places which safeguard dignity, which protects the autonomy of the individual. So based on that, we did an audit of the foundational textbooks in medicine, how they are representing intersex variations. And we came up with an inclusive audit textbook tool for the editors, those who are writing books, for the publishers. The second thing was that we implemented trans-affirmative competencies for both transgender individuals and intersex individuals in the first year of medical students, because I believe that probably they would become more compassionate doctors in future and respect their bodily autonomy and their gender identity and expression. If you ask me how many lives I have changed, I would shy away. I won't answer that question. But what I believe is that even if you're changing one life, that matters, the quality. Because when you are changing one life, then you can expect that that one person would go out in community and change multiple lives, and that will create a ripple movement. And that is what an ally is, or ally should be.
Please, everyone, if you're not so busy, keep putting your hands together as I welcome on stage Dr. Sandra Trasang.
My eyesight is not as good as Reverend Bishop has, so I have to use my assistive glasses. Namaste, Amsterdam. Thank you for this deeply humbling honor. Recent events at Berlin Pride reminded us of a timeless truth captured by Pastor Martin Niemöller. Silence has a cost. Neutrality may feel safe for a while, but justice depends on those willing to stand with the most vulnerable. This award belongs not to one person, but to a movement powered by courageous communities, advocates, human rights defenders, and allies who choose solidarity over silence. My lived experience of disability taught me nothing about us without us. The intersex and trans community taught me the next chapter of that lesson. True allyship is not about speaking for communities. It is about creating spaces so that communities can speak for themselves. Our mere existence is an act of revolution. So, when hostility builds walls, let us build movements. When the world asks people to fix into boxes, let us celebrate lives that refuse to be contained. Justice is never a destination, it is a relay. We carry the torch for a while, then pass it on brighter than we received it. Because the rainbow draws its strength not from any single color, but from all of them shining together. Rise and shine. Thank you.
It's no secret that younger generations are feeling more frightened about the world they are inheriting. Many generations are entering a workforce and a climate that feels more precarious than ever. But I truly believe that there are reasons to be optimistic, which is what our next award is about, Emerging Leader, where we celebrate those who are reimagining liberation for a new generation and building much hope for tomorrow. For more than a decade, our next presenter led global LGBTIQ+ work for Human Rights Watch. Today, as the UN independent expert on sexual orientation and gender identity, he works with governments around the world to end violence and discrimination. Please give a welcome to Graham Reed.
It's wonderful to be here at the International Pride Awards and to give this very significant Emerging Leader Award at a time of rollback, at a time of increased polarization. We need strong leadership more than ever. Let's see who wins the award this year.
Greetings, Dumelan Sanbonani. My name is Mapaseka Steve Litike. I am the Deputy Minister in the Presidency responsible for women, youth, and persons with disability. Black, queer, and proud. I'm in the capital city, in Pretoria, South Africa. I don't know what you're asking me to do. What are you asking me to do? When I walked into the room, in Parliament to be sworn in, I walked in with pride, certainly. That for me was a kind of a pride protest in action, because this is history on its own to have openly queer people walking into Parliament and serving the people. Our democracy is young, 32 years. We are inspired by the struggle heroes that organized before us. They disrupted, they defined the apartheid government. The work that Albertina Sisulu, Winnie Mandela, Nelson Mandela, Oliver Tambo is multiplying. Our generational mission taking over from where they left off. The revolution is still alive. I think I found my voice pretty much when I was still a child. When I said to my grandmother, I don't like dresses, I don't like skirts, do you mind really buying me pants? I really do enjoy wearing a pants as a girl. When I went to school, I asked my principal, exactly what are you looking for? Is this brains that you want to look into? Knowledge that can be built? Or is it this attire? Perfect, I could wear my trousers in school. He said, no, we're looking for, your head. But when you are different, people start to treat you differently. And the faith space become a very difficult space to navigate. There were times in my life when in my teens, I came back home to a group of church members that my grandma was part of, I came back to a prayer session every night where people prayed for me to try, cast the sin out of me. And I'm much stronger because of those prayers, not because of what they took as their own intention to convert, but I took it differently, that these are prayers to make me strong, and I'm strong and I'm queer and I'm going nowhere. If I see and when I see inequality, it breaks me and I have to do something about it. I have fought for over 20 years, 24 years of involvement in the HIV struggle. I fought for same-sex marriage in my country. I fought for amendment of Sexual Offences Act. I fought for domestic partnership laws in my country. I was also the chairperson of the Commonwealth Equality Network and challenging criminalization in 54 Commonwealth member states. I co-chaired for over 10 years the Hate Crimes National Task Team. But one of the key ones I want to highlight, and as the last one possibly, is having been the founder of Access Chapter 2, the only queer-led law clinic. It's the only one in South Africa, it's the only one in the African soil that provides free legal service. Yeah, I think let me pause there. African countries and also some other regions are even reversing. And we are seeing very problematic laws of criminalizing human beings because they are different. What does freedom look like? Because if the people in Uganda are not free, if the people in Ghana, in Nigeria, if people in Burkina Faso, if people in Kenya, and if people in DRC are not free, that means I am not free. It's the teaching of my own African cultures that we say, Umuntu ngumuntu gabantu. I am because you are. So the question now becomes, in many of the African countries, where have we lost our moral obligation towards the next human being? I have faced many dangers pursuing justice. I have faced attack, physical attack, sexual attack. I have faced attack in my own property. I present, a bit masculine, even when you identify as a woman, but because you express and you present differently, even the woman's space sometimes was never safe. Change is happening. It might not be happening fast as we want, but the world is shifting. We need more people showing up and building solidarity. And I can say to you and to all LGBTI people everywhere, you can count on me, you can count on South Africa. Thank you so much. For so many aching years, LGBTI people have been silent, and that silence has wrought injustice, has broken families, has divided humanity. But we come out. The world is changing. We come out because of solidarity that we've seen,
country by country, person by person, government by government, civil society by civil society, private sector by private sector. LGBTI people are everywhere, and we exist, and not because people want us to exist. Unapologetically so, we exist. I'm going to count on you to support LGBTI leaders. It's not by mistake we've got queer leaders who are now occupying spaces of leadership. I have a privilege on behalf of my government, on behalf of the African National Congress, that I'm in the leadership of our 7th administration as a deputy minister in the presidency. As a black, queer woman, standing in the shoulders of the giant like Simon Colley, Beverly Ditsy, Pumun Tetra, Edwin Cameron, many people in South Africa, but also of Africans like David Kato and many others in the global north, in the global south. We must stand up. Those who are contesting in politics, we must support them. Immediately when we occupy space, it shouldn't be that we left the social justice movement. We are here to change the administration, to change the law, the institutions of democracy. We mustn't stop. The lives are at stake, and we are part of the solutions. And I'm calling all of you to join in this struggle, because we cannot squander the freedom that we have. Thank you so much.
I just have to give I'm sure we're all wishing she was in our government, every country here. So if we can have cloning, we'd like to bring one of you to each of our governments, if that's okay. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling so much gratitude right now. And when I look out at this beautiful room today, I'm filled with so much gratitude for all the queer heroes who have paved the way for us to be here. Since the last International Pride Awards, we've sadly lost some phenomenal change makers. We wanted to just take a moment with you to hold them in our thoughts and remember their vital work. Miss Major Griffin Gracie from the United States, a movement mother whose courage transformed generations of black transgender lives. Indonesia found its queer cultural home through film producer John Badalu, who created the country's first LGBTIQ+ film festival. Bishop Christopher Senyonyo became one of Africa's bravest allies, risking everything to oppose Uganda's anti-LGBTIQ+ persecution. Brazil remembers Marceli Malta Lisboa, whose pioneering work helped reshape transgender rights and visibility. The Pacific lost one of its strongest voices when Tuisina Imania Brown died after bringing Fa'afafina communities onto the world stage. Canadian Michael Hendricks helped win marriage equality in Quebec, changing lives for generations to come. Chinda Andrada helped to transform Cabo Verde into one of Africa's most welcoming places for LGBTIQ+ people. Across Britain and Ireland, Debo Ballard helped build today's equality movement, advancing lesbian visibility and family rights. Living with HIV never defined Juan Carlos Rachas. His courage did, as he fought for dignity and healthcare across Latin America. And the world lost Mohsin Hendricks, the first openly gay imam, whose murder silenced a courageous voice that helped countless LGBTIQ+ Muslims reconcile faith and identity. I have to admit that I didn't know about all of them either. So please, if you get a minute after this, research their legacies and let's make sure that we all keep up their great work. In the category of lifelong pursuit of equality, our next award, we honor those whose decades of determination and courage has created real lasting change for the generations that follow them. Often they have done this at great personal cost. To present this award is an incredible human rights defender from Colombia, whose work has spanned numerous organizations, currently aids funds here in the Netherlands. Please welcome Alma Aguiar Bitanco.
What an honor. Goedemiddag, good afternoon, buenas tardes. Welcome to this city that became my home after seeking a safe place for myself. Welcome to Amsterdam. It is truly an honor to be here at a space that is celebrating the lives, the histories, and the fights of LGBTIQ people worldwide. And I'm truly honored to be presenting this next award for the lifelong pursuit of equality. This award and this category is not for a single action, not for a single campaign, not even for a single achievement. It's for a lifelong commitment to changing the lives of all of us who have been historically marginalized, but who, amidst all odds, have always found strength to resist and to bring change, not only into our lives, but into the broader society. I want to celebrate the people that were considered for this category. But at the same time, I want all of us to take a minute to celebrate our own achievements, because we are all here as change makers. So please, take a moment and award yourself a little bit of the love and the joy that we are giving here today to these incredible activists that have shaped the way for many of us. Today, this category also recognizes someone in particular who has dedicated themselves to advance and support LGBTIQ people in the pursuit for a just and equal world. So, are you as curious as I am to find out who it is? Let's see.
Soy Marcela Di Monti, mujer trans, adulta mayor, soy de Santiago de Chile, mi profesión es cantante, artista y bailarina. Y esta corona me la gané en el Pride, fui coronada, como digo, con harto cariño, más de 100.000 personas asistieron al Pride de este año acá, decidieron que yo fuera la reina del Pride este año. Mira, más fue por la historia, por todo lo que yo pasé. Yo tuve muy mala niñez. Le ponían apodos, nos pegaban, nos escupían, nos tiraban piedra en la calle. En el colegio me vivían mandando. Señora Blanca, le decían a mi mamá, su hijo habla como mujer. Su hijo tiene modales de mujer. Él es enfermo. Mi mamá discutían con mi papá por mí. Él le dijo, ¿tú sabes que tú tienes un hijo raro? Le dijo, un hijo diferente. Sí, le dijo mi mamá, es tu hijo también. Bueno, dijo, ¿el maricón? Le dijo, o yo. Yo lo escuché, pues tenía 15 años. Sí, mira, fue difícil porque mi papá era carabinero y me fui yo de la casa. Yo me fui por 5 años. Yo llegué a la Plaza de Armas vestida de estudiante con mis cuadernos, todas mis cosas, ¿no? Y me llamó la atención porque vi personas que eran diferentes, ¿no? Primera vez que yo veía colitas, ¿no? Y me senté en un banco de la plaza y llegan unas gallas, unas trans. Entonces me dijeron, ¿y dónde vas a dormir? Yo le dije, no sé, no tengo dónde dormir. Entonces me dijeron, nosotras dormimos aquí en la plaza. Bueno, le dije yo me quedo con ustedes. Y ahí me quedé me quedé en la plaza por bastante tiempo. Hagamos una protesta, dijeron, sí, para que ya no abusen más estos pacos desgraciados. Nos pelan, nos llevan presa, nos cortan el pelo, nos tienen 5 días. Queríamos libertad, queríamos todo lo que fuera para nuestro bien, que no los maltrataran, que no los pegaran. Grité todo, saqué de mis pulmones, saqué todo lo que yo realmente sentía. Los diálogos gritaron, la rebelión de los raros, las desyeguadas, quieren casarse. Después salimos al otro día de nuevo detenidas, entonces queríamos que se terminara esto. Pero tengo el orgullo de decir que fui protagonista de la primera protesta homosexual. Está declarada la primera protesta a nivel sudamericano. Ahí me pilló a mí en la plaza el 11 de septiembre. Tenía 15 años y yo sentía disparos, sentía mucho lo que era balas y tanques. Y llegué frente de la Moneda y vi ahí los tanques, vi las cosas y de repente veo los aviones. Casi 1 hora el bombardeo, porque a las 3 de la tarde se hizo zona de emergencia, estado de sitio y toque de queda. Fue todo al tiro. Alto, me dicen una patrulla de militares. Entonces me dice, sube. No, le digo, yo me tengo que ir, tengo 15 años. Soy menor de edad. No, me dice, tienes que ir detenida. Y como a las horas después, entran ahí a la parte que estaba yo, oscuro, con una linterna y me encandila el tipo. Y me pega con la linterna aquí en el ojo. Y me parte mi ojo. Yo quiero bañar en sangre, bañar en sangre, bañar en sangre. Me cortaron pelá. O sea, no pelá, pero así, a puro mordiscones. Y al otro día, el 12 de septiembre de 1973, me pasaron al Estadio Nacional. Ahí estuve 1 mes. Vi muchas cosas. Vi muertes, vi hambruna, vi muchos niños que iban con familias enteras. El Estadio Nacional fue un campo de concentración el más grande que hubo acá en este país. Yo estuve 1 mes detenida por ser homosexual. Al Pinochet le di vuelta al destino, le di vuelta la mano. Y me hice el cambio de sexo y de nombre. En esos años era particular. Después ya cuando grande ya me hice artista y empecé a conocer, pues yo estuve en toda Europa casi, menos Holanda. Ser artista me dio todo lo que tenía guardado, todo lo que el sistema, todo lo que el Estado me negó. La libertad. Ser mujer tuve libertad de viajar, de estar donde yo quisiera, porque tenía una identidad. Luché en la vida, salí adelante, me empoderé y actualmente estoy viva aquí. Estoy viva porque puede contar lo que no pudieron contar mis compañeras que están en el cielo. Sí, ves que converso estas cosas, me afectan porque yo pensé que la había olvidado, pero no están olvidadas realmente. Esto no se olvida fácilmente. Me han pasado tantos años. Yo les tengo lástima a las trans. Bueno, ahora no, porque nosotros, como dicen, le abrimos el camino, les pavimentamos la calle. Para el Día de la Visibilidad Trans, el 31 de marzo, yo fui a actuar a la Plaza de Armas para mi comunidad. Entonces nosotras, cuando estábamos en plena actuación, cortaron la luz. Después llegaron los carabineros, querían desalojarlos de la plaza. Yo sigo en mi lucha, sigo activando, sigo estando con mi comunidad. Y esto también es significativo, ser una reina trans para toda mi comunidad. Ese día que me coronaron fui la mujer más feliz con mi corona.
¡Qué honor! Bienvenida, Marcela.
Wow, tanta gente hermosa.
Wow, she says there's lots of beautiful people here.
No hablo inglés, así que tienen que escuchar a mi querido Fernando, que va a ser el que va a hablar por mí esta noche.
She doesn't speak English, so you will have to listen to her dear Fernando. That's me.
Bueno, este premio, que es un premio internacional, World Pride, primero que nada se lo dedico a mi Dios. Segundo lugar, a mi madre, que por ella estoy acá, está en el cielo. También quería dedicarle este premio a mi comunidad trans, a las pequeñeces trans. Nosotras tenemos una fundación de niños trans. Yo también fui una niña trans, pero nunca fui reconocida. Así que este premio va más a mis niños trans de mi país, a las adultas mayores, a mis amigas que de una u otra forma no están acá. Sorry.
Let's go for it. Marcela says this is the International Pride Awards, and she would like to dedicate it, firstly, to God, secondly, to her mom, who is in heaven, watching from there. Thirdly, to all the associations and communities that have supported her in Chile, as well as all of the trans youth and trans children from Chile and from all over the world, because she once was a trans child, and also deserves this award.
Thank you, Fernando. Sí. Bueno, gracias por esta linda iniciativa que ha tenido ILGA World, Anthony Gregory, directamente los cariños para ellos, Juana Coque, que no podía dejar de nombrarla, que fue la persona que nos trajo hasta acá igual, fue nuestra querida amiga. También a Julia Hertz. Un aplauso para todos, por favor.
She would like to thank all of the organizations involved in this, ILGA World, our dear Julia, UNDP, Tony and Juanita, who's in Panama. Big thank you to everyone who has been involved.
Lo otro, también quiero dedicar este premio a mi comunidad trans.
She would like to dedicate this award to her trans community.
Yo soy fundadora de tenemos dos movimientos de trans, travestis, trabajadoras sexuales. Soy fundadora de un movimiento Traves Chile. Después nosotros nos cambiamos a Amanda Joffre. Bueno, también quiero dar memoria trans chilena, OTD Chile, que por ellos también hicieron todo lo posible para estar acá.
Marcela is the founder of many organizations in Chile, one of them supporting trans people, travesti people, and sex workers in Chile. And she would like to thank them all, as well as the 3 associations that have supported her throughout her journey.
Sí, este premio me lo llevo a Chile con mucho amor, cariño, porque representa este premio para mi comunidad.
She would like to take this award to Chile with all her love.
Y que me disculpe la reina si vengo así, porque ustedes tienen una reina, ¿no?
And sorry to the queen for showing up like this. She is also a queen.
Muchas gracias por la entrega, muchas gracias a este premio, que este premio va a ser importante para mi historia, más todavía, y que esta niña, que es una hermosura, que la vi anoche en el concierto, que me entrega el premio. Para mí es un agrado que una latina me dé el premio. Y Venezuela.
Thank you to this beautiful Venezuelan woman. It's great that she's been given the award from a Latina to a Latina.
Muchas gracias, tengan buenas tardes.
I'm sure we'll all now declare ourselves Marcela's loyal subjects forevermore. Yes. I hope that crown is real diamonds, ethical real diamonds. I also want to take a moment to thank Deutsche Bank and OUTtv. They are supporting this ceremony and the broadcast of it. We're deeply proud to be working with you. Thank you for helping us get these incredible stories out to the world. As reminded by Tony Kushner, progress is often met with resistance. Progress can be painful. But our community knows how to put up a fight. In fact, in trying times, we tend to fight even harder and do our best work. So far tonight, we've met 4 incredible individuals. This next and final award is the only category also open to organizations. The category is... Sorry, I just had to do that once. Never again. The category is movement building in the face of hostility, for those mobilizing for change and positively impacting LGBTIQ+ lives despite a hostile and risky environment. To present this award, 2 titans of LGBTIQ+ equality movement today, representing the special ILGA World and UNDP partnership behind the International Pride Awards. Please welcome Julia Ert and Jeff O'Malley.
Just waiting for the music to stop. I suppose, thanks for the kind introduction. I think the Titans was a little bit overdoing it. So we come to the last award, and it is, as it is great custom, you know, we're late. But we'll take some time. I will have to say, I mean, movement building in the face of hostility. The question is, who is not organizing in the face of hostility these days? So this was actually a quite complicated award. And I mean, Jeff and me, we are both on the committee that has to pick who the award gets. Our shortlist was 56 awardees long for the 5 categories, and actually each of these 56 people would have been a great awardee, so it was very difficult work to do that. For this particular one, of course we can tell you now who it is, but we want to reveal one thing, which is very counterintuitive. Because the country this awardee comes from is not a country that would come to your mind when you think about organizing in the face of hostility. The country is the Netherlands, who has been, you know, referred to as actually a country that has made a lot of progress. Over to you, Jeff.
So UNDP and ILGA World do a lot of work around the world in a lot of incredibly homophobic and transphobic environments. And we see individual activists and community organizations taking on acts of not just of courage, but really of danger. And we celebrate all of them. But we make progress not just because of them. We also make progress because of partnerships and solidarity and groups and people who reach across borders, who support each other and turn this into a truly global movement. And with that, let's see who is getting our last and final award of the evening.
COC is a movement of driven people that want to achieve a better world for themselves and for everyone. It is now the world's oldest still existing LGBTIQ+ organization. COC helped build the movement that transformed the Netherlands. It began in 1946 when LGBTIQ+ people were criminalized, silenced, and forced into hiding. It learned by surviving hostility, organizing through it, and turning isolation into collective power.
I think that's what makes COC different in a sense. To know the history where they come from, so more or less they understand our realities now.
Today, it shares those lessons internationally.
In our everyday life, for the LGBTIQ plus community in Tunisia, you have to be careful. You have to know the people you're around.
They offered me an holiday. They locked me up with their power. They put exorcism, they put brainwashing and prayer healing on me and locked me up for 2 years. They locked a gay boy, happy gay boy, up in a farm to be cured from his homosexuality.
If you get arrested in Tunisia, there are a lot of things that could happen to you if you're part of the LGBTIQ plus community. People will get imprisoned up to 3 years in jail.
4 of those guys put one hand on me and one hand on each other. And then the leader came to put his hand on my head. And they start praying softly first, but the praying get louder and louder. And then after a while they cried out from, devil, go out in Jesus' name. And on that moment I realized that I was in an exorcism session. So they did it till 3 times in a row, and then I was completely broken.
Some of the people that we work with end up losing their life. They end up getting killed just because they want to be who they are. It happened in Haiti with one of our partners, and it has happened in several regions where people are not able to move safely.
I was fighting out of anger. I didn't want that other people would get the pain that I got. It affects me still. The brainwashing is so intense that you don't think normally you can.
If it happens, if one day I get arrested because I am who I am, and because I am who I am, living in this country, born and based in this country, I'm ready to whatever's gonna happen.
I started to fight with publications, with interviews, and I've been working my whole life to get it told to the people because people had to know what was going on.
For safety, security reasons, we never publish, for example, like we never post publicly about places where events are gonna be happening and taking places.
I felt that I was the only person on school who actually could be open about themselves. And I wanted that to change.
I think the key lesson is that you need community, and you need to be able to meet other people that are like-minded and that are like yourself.
Purple Friday is a day on schools in which students show their sympathy and support for the LGBTIQ+ community. You wear purple, it's easy as that.
It starts with changing the heart and the mind of one person.
All movements start small.
And when that happens, then magic happens.
If you can just find one person or one small thing that actually gives you a little bit of support, that's already a win.
COC brought me a lot of structure and more help and background for my actions. The first years I was fighting alone, but this century COC was more organizing the conversation with the parliament.
And I think Purple Friday also has shown that it is a kind of movement which I never expected. Around 2,000 schools that actually participate in Purple Friday. I think without COC it would not have been on a scale like today.
What comes to mind for me is my first ever trip to Botswana, where I arrived there and drove an hour to get to a very small village, and I walked into a building and there were about 15 queer butch women there. These 15 women went on to support the organization ILGA World. That led to a strong movement in Botswana that achieved decriminalization of homosexuality.
With all this fear, we're still able to build something, to do small events. With all this fear, new people joining the cause. With all this fear, more allies as well.
I'm fighting until June 2026, and then it became a law through the parliament, and with the help of COC in the Netherlands, The law is against conversion therapy. And I'm happy that other people wouldn't go through the life what I got.
We need COC and we need them to keep doing the work that they're doing. We need them to keep pushing for the community.
When I hear about organizations in an African country and partners that are saying that they're finding more and more allies that want to work together with them. And that gives me hope.
So thank you and keep pushing and keep doing the work that you're doing. We all need you.
So put your hands together and welcome the colleagues from COC.
COC Netherlands. For the work that spans generations and actual continents. Please all come up. Come up. All of you, come up. Everyone, come on up.
Wow. Come. Wow, it's so humbling and heartwarming to be awarded this award. It's a recognition for the work that COC has been doing, but for me it's a recognition for the people that started COC 80 years ago. People like Frida Belinfante, Nick Engelsman, that started after the Second World War and didn't want to be oppressed anymore under no conditions. And that went on to become the movement that we have now in the Netherlands. But also about 4 decades ago, COC realized that, of course, we are not operating in a silo. We are a part of a world where there are so many people similar to us going through struggles. So 4 decades ago, we also started working internationally, started supporting movements like yours in several countries. And as I told in the film, I met many people when I was working myself in countries that have so much inspiration, so much drive, and go on to achieve super good things and wonderful changes in their own context. And I think what drives COC, at least for me, is the realization in the words of Martin Luther King that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. So we need to stand in unity and solidarity with each other. And that is what we do as a team. But aside from this, there are 1,500 volunteers in the Netherlands that are a part of COC. And our whole community of partners, we work in about 35 countries supporting 200 movements. And many of you are also here. So this is what makes COC and makes the change that we can achieve. And what is very special is also what we could achieve together with Jacques. He shared his story briefly, but I do want to give you the chance to say a couple of words because it's very big what we achieved with you.
I'm very glad that the COC could help me because I could give my message to the world. I could tell everybody with my interviews, with my conversations in public. And so I'm glad that the COC gave me the chance that it came to the politics and that the law where I was fighting for from 1979 and was still fighting, but I couldn't go completely to the parliament. The COC could.
Remember, our mission at the International Pride Awards isn't just to shine a light on LGBTIQ equality heroes. It's to motivate and inspire others to act by sharing these incredible stories. So for now, until the next International Pride Awards, it's over to you. An equal world will only happen because people make it happen, because you make it happen. Be inspired to act for equality by our incredible awardee stories. Be a hero in your everyday life. Remember, it's the everyday acts of equality and kindness that trigger what Satendra called the ripple effect. And that's what will change the world. As we say, equality is everybody's responsibility. Share your reactions to the awardee stories on our social channels. We are at International Pride Awards. What is that called? Yeah. Thanks. I'll take your word for it. Thank you for helping us thank the 2026 International Pride Awards heroes. Okay, I'm really excited about this. To play us out, a passionate ally to our communities who shows us that real change begins with inner strength and the courage to find your voice. With some powerful musical messages, iconic vocals, and true kindness, I met her backstage, please give a big queer welcome to Tara McDonald.
The higher you raise your barriers, the taller I become. The further you take my rights away, the faster I will run. You can deny me, you can decide to turn your face away. No matter, 'cause there's something inside so strong. I know that I can make it, though you're doing me wrong, so wrong. You thought that my pride was gone. Oh no, something inside so strong. Oh, something inside so strong. The more you refuse to hear my voice, the louder I will sing. They hide behind walls of Jericho. Your lies will come tumbling. Deny my place in time. You squander wealth that's mine. My light will shine so brightly it will blind you. Because there's something inside so strong. I know that I can make it, though you're doing me wrong, so wrong. You thought that my pride was gone. No, no, there's something inside so strong. Oh, something inside so strong. The brothers and sisters, when they insist we're just not good enough, when we know better, just look them in the eye and say, we're gonna do it anyway. 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 'Cause there's something inside so strong. I know that I can make it. You're doing me wrong, so wrong. You thought that my pride was gone. Oh no, there's something inside so strong. Something inside so strong. I know that I can make it. You're doing me wrong, so wrong. You thought that my pride was gone. Oh no, there's something inside so strong. Oh,
the best of humanity. What an honor, what a privilege. I'm Tara McDonald. I'm a World Pride Ambassador this year. I'm singing your anthem. The reason we chose You're the Voice was last year I was in Washington, D.C., and I met this incredible activist, black, trans, powerful, and she said to me, you know, when the laws haven't protected us, this community is so strong, we protect each other. She gave me so much hope because she stood in her power and she encouraged me and enlightened me to try and share this message of you are the voice. Together we are so powerful. We are stronger together. I know the people in this room are already making so much positive change around the world. We are unlimitless, and this is why we chose You're the Voice. This is your World Pride Anthem. Thank you. And you have to sing along with me, everyone. We have the chance to turn the pages over. We can write what we want to write. Gotta make ends meet before we get much older. We're all someone's daughter. We're all someone's son. How long can we look at each other down the barrel of a gun? You're the voice trying to understand it. Make a noise and make it clear. We're not gonna sit in silence. We're not gonna live with fear. You're the voice. You're the voice. You're the voice. You're the voice. This time, you know we all can stand together with the power to be powerful. Believe that we can make it better. We're all someone's daughter.